Hey guys, coming at you today with an awesome, super easy and simple either appetizer or a quick dinner recipe, some keto low carb shrimp cakes. So let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. My name's Alycia and I'm a pastry chef, and I've been a chef most of my life and now a mom to a toddler, and I'm here to show you all the tips and tricks on how to make the best keto low carb healthy meals, snacks, desserts possible. So if you enjoy this type of content, please consider hitting the subscribe button down there, giving the video a thumbs up, leaving me comments, and sharing with all your friends and family. It all helps my channel grow and to bring you new recipes every Saturday. Today, some shrimp cakes, and I made this recipe on a whim one day for appetizers. I think it was Thanksgiving last year, and I just threw a bunch of stuff together and made an appetizer because we needed something. And I thought, wow, this is a really easy recipe and it's good for a quick thing to make. So I tested it last week and made dinner. We made big shrimp burgers, shrimp patty burgers, and had them on rolls with a mayo and all that stuff, and it was delicious and quick and easy. So you can make these big or small, but I think they're a perfect appetizer in place of the normal shrimp cocktail for New Year's. So I thought I'd bring you the recipe before New Year's arrives. I'm actually making these because it's Van's birthday party tomorrow and we need an appetizer. This is super simple. I have some shrimp thawing in cold water. I just got, well actually Adam bought some wild Gulf shrimp. This was a 12-ounce package, so that's what I tested the recipe with. But I think when I first did it, I did a pound and it made enough for like all our Thanksgiving guests pretty much. So it does not look like a lot, but it made us 4 shrimp burgers and a couple little ones for Van. So it's super simple. You just throw everything in the food processor. I put these spices in there. You can literally put whatever spices you want. I did like a lemon Cajun. I don't have Old Bay. I would probably add Old Bay if I had it, but I don't. So very simple Cajun, paprika, lemon juice. The shrimp thaws in just a couple of seconds in cold water. So I drained them real good, adding them to my food processor. Make sure you don't have any of the track in there. You don't want that. So you should check that before you put them all in. Give your hands a wash before you touch any of your other spices and utensils. Now, along with seasoning and spices, I kind of base this recipe off of, I used to make crab cakes all the time at work. I mean, every job I had pretty much, we do crab cakes. So it's very similar to one of those recipes, but there's usually like green onions and sometimes red bell peppers and stuff like that in the mix. You can totally do that if you have, veggies on hand, even diced onions and stuff like that. I'm just keeping it super simple because this is so fast to put together after work or after I'm done in the bakery. So there's 2 tablespoons of mayo. To that, I'm adding 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And this is mostly just because I had lemons on hand that I needed to use up. But lemon and shrimp always go well together. There's still some juice left in that, so back in the bag. And I don't even usually measure when I do this kind of stuff. I always make a little tester. My dad taught me that when I was little making meatballs. You always make a tester one, you cook it up and make sure you're seasoned well. So I seasoned, tasted, and then adjusted. And this is what I came up with as a recipe, which will be in the description box below. So I ended up just doing a 1/4 teaspoon of everything. 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. A smoked paprika would be real nice. 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. Again, if you have raw, fresh onions, you can use that. I didn't actually figure out the macros on this, but the only thing that we're putting in there that has carbs is the lemon juice, and then onion and garlic do have some carbs in them. We're not putting a ton in there. 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic. I'm guessing paprika does too, because paprika is just from peppers. And if you know bell peppers, they do have carbs in them. So, and then last, the Cajun, which I started out with only a 1/4 or 1/8 teaspoon and definitely needed a little bit more spice. But spice level, up to you. You can do a little crushed red in there if you want, some cayenne. And then that's it for the spices and everything. The last thing is what you use to bind it. Oh, I forgot. I added 1 egg also. I used these panko breadcrumbs, or pork panko breadcrumbs. I'm not a huge fan. The last couple times I've gotten this, there's been some hard chunks in it. And it's not my favorite. If you get one of those, it like hurts your teeth almost. It's so hard. But I have it on hand, so that's what I use to bind this together. But the first time I made it, I believe I used just like a little tiny bit of almond flour, and that bound it up super fast. You can also use a tiny bit of coconut flour. So we're gonna add 1 egg in. Sorry if you hear any background noise. Adam is wrapping Van's present. A Buzz Lightyear. Okay, so to that we're gonna add 1 1/4 cups of the panko. If you add any other kind of flour, you're gonna need a lot less because this takes a lot to actually bind it. Again, we're cooking here, so you don't have to be super big on measuring. And we're just gonna blitz all that up until it's like a thick paste that we can fry in a frying pan. Okay, that's it. It's really that simple. I've also made this with raw salmon. You can make salmon cakes the same way. Give it a little scrape down. Some of that panko went flying, so you give it 1 more little blitz. Should be good to go. Nice and thick. And I'll show you the easiest way to get these fried. At this point, you do a little tester. You know, if you want a little bit spicier, a little bit of anything, you can try it out first and then add and adjust. You can fry this in anything. You don't really need like a lot of oil. I bet it'd be delicious with a little bit of bacon fat in there and fry it up like that. I try to just take this right out because it's easier that way. There we go. Now it should come out. My cat is hovering. She wants shrimp. Okay, so for the big ones, I did a big scooper and just did a scoop and flattened them down with my hand. Because we're doing appetizer ones, I'm doing a little tiny scoop. Makes it super quick and easy. You can even, I think for the party, I was waiting for the pan to warm up, so I put them all onto a plate, scooped them all, and then put them into the pan. You can even pre-scoop, refrigerate, and then cook them the next day fresh. Let that get nice and hot. You want a little bit of brown on there. You do want to cook this to 145. That's how you know that the shrimp is done. But if you make them small and thin, they took like no time at all to cook. Put one in, squish it down like that. And that's it. Might only fry up half of them and then fry up the rest fresh tomorrow. They really take no time at all. Get over here, shrimpy. Now you can take the temperature of it if you want. Just about there, 132. So once they're nice and golden brown, they'll be set to go. Smell delicious. Little shrimp cake appetizers. Nice. I'm just gonna scoop the rest of these onto a plate, let you know how many I get, and then we'll talk about dipping sauces for these guys. Okay, so for the dipping sauce for these guys, you can literally make anything you like. There are, just like every restaurant had a crab cake recipe, every restaurant had a remoulade recipe. So the base was usually mayo, and then, you know, every restaurant was different. Some had horseradish, some had mustard, relish, peppers, all different kinds of things. So I'll put a couple suggestions of recipes down in the description box below. I just realized I don't have enough mayo to make a dipping sauce. So I'm gonna have to run out and get some before tomorrow's party and make something, because I was gonna make coleslaw because I am slow cooking pulled pork right now. Besides the remoulade, since you're using the pork panko, you can also throw bacon bits into the mix and then do a barbecue sauce on the side. And one popular thing for New Year's, at least at my works and stuff, was bacon wrapped shrimp with like a barbecue sauce on top. But there are so many sugar-free, low-carb sauces on the market, and then making your own is literally just a good mayo and then adding whatever seasoning and spices you want. So lots of different options for these shrimp cakes. But let's give one a taste with nothing on it. They're good just by themselves. Cooked and seasoned shrimp. It's delicious. I'll probably make something spicy to go along with this, because our family is a spicy hot sauce kind of family. So it is a little sweet because of shrimp just being a natural sweetness. So paired with a creamy, spicy dipping sauce will be delicious. Super good. For shrimp burgers, making mayo-based coleslaw would be delicious. I never measure when I make coleslaw either, so maybe one of these days I'll measure and bring you a recipe for low-carb coleslaw. But really, I just look up a recipe a lot of times and I just swap out the sugar for a erythritol blend, and then just use a good mayo instead of, like, you know, Miracle Whip or Hellmann's or anything like that. I hope you guys enjoyed this easy, quick appetizer or dinner recipe. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you make it and how everyone enjoys it. Don't forget to check out my Amazon links and the blog link to the full recipe in the description box below. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I'll be back with more keto, low carb, healthy meals, snacks, and dessert recipes. Bye guys. Happy low carb cooking.